All right. Or should we move on to 4?
Yeah,
All
sure.
right. Enough of these bonus questions. Back on task. Um, all right. Can you just teleport? If they had to rescue a person from a hostile city, could they just materialize next to the person, or would they have to travel to the city and find that person first?
Okay, so the teleport is the first thing. So, and it kind of addresses the other part. So, generally the way I have angels interacting, again, let's think creative mode in Minecraft. So, if you are in a location and you have to move to a new location, there may be ways to fast travel or something. I don't know
There
because I
is.
don't play Minecraft. But yeah, okay. But basically, though. What you do is okay. I deal with cosmology here. So again, the game just since we didn't cover this earlier, Allies of Majesty tries to reflect and be built around biblical cosmology and in ancient Israelite or Hebrew ways of viewing the world and the spirit realm and other things like that. So in there's a three-tiered cosmology. There's the earth, but then there's the heavens, which is where God is, and it also is up. And then there is the underworld, which is as far as you can get from God, and that is down. And so, not that God doesn't exist there, but it's, cosmologically speaking, the opposite away from God. And so, or God's presence, directly. So, in that, if you're coming from the heavens and you want to enter the earth, then we just have you like open a portal basically, and you can appear over any part of the earth you want. And then once you're there, though, you appear in the skies. Now, there's scriptures like kind of Jacob's ladder and Christ ascending into the clouds and things like that, and he'll come back through the sky. So I use biblical references still to build this, but you would appear in the sky above the earth, and then you descend to where you're trying to go. So if an angel really was in New York and they wanted to get to Beijing, then they would fly. The quickest way would be to fly up into the air, portal into the heavens, portal back into the earth above Beijing, and descend. So they could do that.
I
But if they're already in New York, they wouldn't just be able to teleport where they want. If it's pretty much they can. The limit of their teleporting, if you will, or portaling it's more like portaling, is in the sky. Or if they were maybe going to go to the underworld, they'd have to go down, into the earth or something. That doesn't happen a lot in the game, so do with that how you will. But as far as the heavens happens quite a bit. So that would be it. So if you need to, you can't just materialize near the person. However, if you needed to physically interact with that person, it gets back to our other question. You could go to where they are, only being in the spiritual, and then you manifest yourself. So exit creative mode. You manifest in that location, and then so in that case you can manifest near the person, but you still have to travel spiritually to get there. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, I'd say so. There's like another couple good, I guess, not really one-to-ones, but I guess similarities. I got one, like this guy over here, you got Mega Man, like he
Yeah.
teleports to the beginning of the stage, but you still gotta go through the stage. Like you're not just
Yeah.
teleporting straight into the boss room.
Good point.
So some of
Yeah.
that. Another good example would be like games that have fast travel spots. You gotta go to this
Yes.
spot to then fast travel to wherever you want.
That's a good comparisons. Yeah.
So like heaven would kind of be like the hub, and then you go out for wherever from there. Once again,
Yeah.
going back to Monster Hunter, you go to the hub, and then you can fast travel to any of the different regions.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to go to
from
those
there.
spots. So it's kind of like that. Yeah. So the heavens would be the spot. Up in the
Yeah,
sky would
exactly.
be the spot. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool.
And then another one is that like this kind of goes into a different question we got going on or going forward, but like a quick note. This is also one of those things that the host can always kind of say, you might know that they're in this city, so
Yeah.
you can go to this city, but the
Yeah.
host might not say, that his address is, whatever it is.
Right.
You go straight, you basically, you come from the heavens from like directly above his house and then just fall down like a meteor and ta-da, I'm here. Like
Right.
it's things where like if the host is wanting a more excuse me, is wanting a more straightforward, I guess, session or mission or whatnot, you
Yeah.
can do that, sure. But if you're trying to have more of the, if you're trying to get your players more involved in not just the character, but like the city he's in or whatnot, you could just say, hey, he's in the city, figure it out from there.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. That's kind of up to the host to play with how much information. That is, I think, does touch on another question coming
It
up.
does.
But I will say this with what you said. Just even if you did know exactly where his address is and materialize directly above his house or portal in of directly above his house, I mean, and drop straight down, it isn't always safe to do that. Still, so remember that the Earth at this time, or at least at any time biblically, pretty much is a largely hostile environment to holy spiritual forces, and so there are evil that are kind of in charge or have authority, and they will patrol or have their area patrolled, and you might meet a fairly powerful evil if you're just trying to directly descend above a place you're trying to get to. But there are what are called holds, and there are unholy holds and holy holds. And so the skies above them are considered safe. Again, I'm kind of pulling back to Jacob's ladder here. There's this location where the angels ascended and descended. So I'm kind of playing off of that. But if there is a place that is rooted in holiness, has a holy influence, then that is a safe place to ascend and descend generally. The evil will respect that, and partly because they know they have to. Anyway, and that is a safe place. So a lot of times there's a choice when you're starting a mission. Does the group want to try and direct descend and risk an possibly overwhelming fight, or do they put a low chance of it, or do they want to just safely descend over a holy hold where it's pretty safe, and then they also may be able to get some items or information or other things depending on the relationship of that hold with the area. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
which is
Once
another fun plot point.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's kind of like I guess a fast point, for
yeah,
the different holds, if you want to say that too. You
yeah,
know, But once again, it's one of those things where the host can treat it however
exactly.
they decide. But generally speaking, as intended, yeah, that's generally how they're going to work.
Yep, yeah, yeah. And again, yeah, the host can judge, hey, we only have this long to play today, and we need to get straight to it, or hey, I really have this plot point. You're supposed to go over the hold this time,